So what we're looking at is the lower federal courts and the ways in which they decide pregnancy discrimination cases. So what I was very interested in, as was my co-author, is there's two different statutes under which pregnancy discrimination cases fall. One is under Title VII of the Civil Rights Act, and that is we call it formal equality model, in which people have to be treated the same as other people, and equality is defined by treating people who are similarly situated identically. And if we do that, then we determine that we have equality. The other model in which pregnancy cases can come is the Americans with Disabilities Act, and that's a substantive equality model. And so what that means is if you treat two people, you may treat them differently in order to have similar outcomes. So if you have someone who is deaf in the workplace and someone who is hearing in the workplace, you treat them identically, you're not going to have equal outcomes. If you make some adjustments in the workplace, maybe treat the two people differently, their outcomes may be the same. And so the question with pregnancy, it's one of the only cases I can think of where a person falls under both statutes, or can fall under both statutes, is which model works best. Because as a nation, we're much more comfortable with the formal equality model. But in reality, sometimes the substantive equality model works better. So that was the question we started with, or we ended up kind of focusing upon. And so we basically read and coded every lower federal court decision that was written we could find that dealt with pregnancy discrimination from 1979 until 2013, and then looked at the different outcomes of those cases. I think we were surprised by the severity of the findings. We knew courts would be less comfortable with the substantive equality model than they would be the formal equality model. For the reasons I think most Americans are more comfortable with the formal equality than the substantive equality. We were a bit surprised by the severity, the distinction between the outcomes, and that people who brought cases under the ADA generally lost, and people who brought cases under the Pregnancy Discrimination Act were a little more likely to win. No one really wins employment discrimination litigation. I mean, the success rates for plaintiffs are very low. But pregnancy did better than expected.